Hi there, I'm Carmen and I am back at Aligned Pilates Studio. Today I'm going to do a workout on the reformer, and if you are new to Pilates or new to Aligned Pilates, this video is to help you as a visual tutorial, or if you're doing Pilates at home on your own reformer, you can join with me in the workout. So we're going to start with footwork. I'm training on the Contrology Balanced Body Reformer, so I'm going to work with 3 springs. As you are familiar with your footwork, you can certainly play with how many springs you use, okay? So let's get started. At the front of the reformer, we're going to lower down with control. I like to find my symmetry or the middle of the reformer and make my way to the shoulder blocks, place my feet, and I'm going to press out. I'm just going to move my microphone and take a quick peek to make sure I'm in the middle. I don't always look. Certainly when I started out, I had to find my middle. So the first foot position in footwork is toes. So we're working all our toes as best as we can on that foot bar, and we're pulling the carriage in and pressing the foot bar away to create that resistance through the spring up into the middle of our body. Change to arches. Really feel the bar in the middle of the arch of the foot. Toes are reaching over top. Heels are reaching underneath. Feeling that foot bar up into our feet, way up the legs and into the top of the shoulder block, so we feel long. Moving now into the heels. Keep your feet steady on that foot bar and pull the carriage in, press the foot bar away. So there's this oppositional thing happening. Creates what we call a two-way stretch from a strong center, reaching our limbs long away from our middle. Let's go into our tendon stretch, the last of the foot position. And we're lowering down as the upper body is pulling away. The lower body is reaching down through a strong supported middle. So we're going to do 10 repetitions of each footwork position. All right. At this point, if you need to sit up and change your springs for the hundreds, that's the time you will do it, or you can lower your foot bar. I'm going to go right into it, staying with my 3 springs. I also like to keep momentum going, keep moving, and keep my body in this nice lengthened symmetrical position. Rolling up and begin our hundreds. So I'll count it out for you. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, ooh, getting tired, 80, 90, last set. A lot harder to count it out for you and do it. I'm going to come up to sitting. At this point, I'm going to change my springs to 2 middle. So go ahead and do that. I like to hold my handle, so I just keep going and keep the momentum. Take the straps for the long straps for the frogs and circles. So go ahead and do your strap. So handle goes on the inside of the strap. Take a black strap off, feed it through, clip your clip, and put your clip on the outside. Now, when people are doing this in the studio with me, I try to get them to think about being tall. They just got off the footwork and the hundreds. So if you're in this crouched posture trying to work at getting these ready, try to think about being calm and tall and no big deal. And then have a sit down. Again, find yourself in the middle of your reformer. Lower yourself down, use your middle, and find the shoulder blocks. Bring your straps up and have a look at them. You want to have your clips on the outside, handles on the inside. Now I'm going to bring up both of my legs right up with my hips and put my feet in. If that's not available to you and you're just working with your feet on the foot bar and then placing your straps on, that's fine too. Here we go. Frogs. You're going to reach away to open your spring, and you're going to pull your spring closed by returning the feet towards your middle. Okay? I like to use my shoulder blocks as the guide of where I'm going, and I'm still concentrating on keeping my spine long on the mat. My chest is open from my shoulder blocks, and I'm keeping an eye on my feet, noticing if there's any kind of rotation oddly in my feet. Maybe that's coming up into the hip. All right, that's enough for frogs. We're going to go up and then open. Circle around and up, open, and around. So find a rhythm. Find some flow. Each exercise has its own rhythm. Don't go too quickly, but don't go too slowly. Happy middle. And just notice when you're doing these circles, where is it hard for you to maintain pretty steady in your middle on the reformer mat? And then maybe find if you can just try to keep that middle a little more steady. All right, bring your legs back in. And in one motion, take off your straps. If you can, hold your straps. Stand up and walk to the back. Now that takes practice and some coordination, so if it's not that smooth, just keep practicing. Let's take our black straps off now. Now the next foundational exercise that I like to teach my students is we go into the elephant. Now that's part of the whole long stretch series. So the first one I introduce based on what I see happening in front of me, not always, but likely is the elephant. So you're going to raise up your foot bar and you're going to have your hands on the foot bar. Don't be too far away because then it's like you're not kind of engaged in the right area of the body. Come a little closer. Feel that when you take your hands onto the bar that you do in fact feel like the arms will be connecting into the back and they're not super disconnected. So that you feel them there. Step up onto the platform. Step 1 foot back deep into the groove of that shoulder block and the other one. Feeling that my arms are for balance and my legs are reaching down through the heels, I'm going to then open the spring and then pull it back in. Now, if you've had a chance to watch any of the tutorials that break down these exercises, the elephant. I have a tutorial on that, so you can just look through the library. And the shape of your spine is like this round. And we're feeling the middle of the body to pull that spring in. I'm going to take it to one leg back because some of you beginners or advanced beginners take one leg back. Now, if this isn't in your practice yet, you'll just step off and we'll go to the next exercise. And then bring that in. Transition. Steady. Woo, I can sure feel me gripping. There's no shame in regrouping. Good. And once you've done the one leg back on each leg, you can step off. People ask me how many repetitions. For the elephant, and if you're just learning, I don't know, maybe 8 or 5, and then maybe 3 to 5 on each leg, all right? Just do what feels good, just don't do too many. And you're working from a strong middle, and you're getting that idea of stretching and feeling that both sides, the front and the back of your body, are working. Okay, moving along. The next exercise, set of exercises that's kind of foundational and very important that I teach my students is in the stomach massage series, okay? So it's going to go to 3 springs. Again, it can be 2, 3, or 4, what have you. Whatever you're working on in your body or with your student that day. I use a mat so that we can really feel grounded into the carriage and work through our arms and our legs in the stomach massage. Again, have a seat and find yourself in the middle. Hands are in the front to support the body as you pull back and lift the feet up onto the foot bar. So the feet, really, if we look at it, it's like we're doing the footwork again. Only this time we're going to be sitting up, which becomes more of that challenge. All right? So here we are. We're in the stomach massage round. Strong working feet into the bar. Press your bar away. Feel your body pulling over to the tops of your waist and round. I'm adding that tendon stretch to work the legs, to work the whole body to pick up and over my waist. All right, take off a middle spring or lighten your spring. 1, hands back. We are now in a upright, lengthened spine position or tall. Lowering and lifting. Feel yourself firm on that pad. And notice if you're getting a little bit too in your elbows. So soften those elbows. Use your feet to see if you can get taller. Now here comes the tough one. If you are into the reach, you add it here. I wouldn't say this is foundational, but it's a good challenge. There's no tendon stretch here. It's just, can you hold yourself tall? Press against that foot bar, pull that carriage back in, and feel the reach and that length coming up through the body. All right, step off. A few things with the stomach massage. Some of you may gear out 1, and some of you may even have your foot bar a little lower just because maybe you're pregnant or there's like a bit of girth here. So just know how you're going to do that stomach massage, all right? Moving along, we're going to keep our pad here. Put your handles down, headrest down. And we're moving into the short box. So bring your box up And you're going to place it widthwise on the reformer, okay? And then you're going to take your bar and place it in front. So situate your pad back up to about approximately where you will sit your bum cheeks, and your thighs have some connection on this mat. Take your straps up. I like to hook one foot in and get my body into the middle. Then the other foot goes in. Now you'll figure out the best way to get on there depending on your body and what's going on in it. All right, so we're going to do the round. Now one thing that Jay has always, it just stands in my mind, Joe Pilates really said to him, the strap is there to feel it come up into your gut. That's just what I'm feeling here, okay? Hands around your waist, and then we're going to roll backwards in a round, and then come over top of your waist. Let's do that again. Okay, let's do two more. Now with each one, I'm just paying attention, what's going on. And I'm trying to coordinate that my body is working evenly. Throughout the exercise. All right, that is round. The reach, or flat back, or tall back, you might know it. I use a bar, and the bar is there to help us know about connecting our arms into the back. The bar, the arms reach down and all the way through to that strap to help us with our reach. The shape of the spine is more in a tall position. So we're working with a strong middle, and our limbs are reaching away. Okay. So the round and the reach is really the key ones that I focus on when I'm working with new students as the foundation. I might add a side to side. So let's practice that. So with side to side, we are literally doing a lateral bend, side bend, and return. Now, as you side bend, it helps sometimes to just keep your short box in your peripheral vision and just sort of see the front corner. That can be helpful. But you don't want to toss your head down too much. I think I use that corner of the box more for alignment. Okay, and one more to the other side. Good, awesome. From the short box, in the foundation workout, you might work your knee stretches. So we're going to go right into that. So we'll remove our short box. And I'm going to put my handles back up just for habit, and headrest back up to support my head in the running, which comes after knee stretches. Foot bar comes up. Okay, so now for knee stretches. Feet are into the shoulder block. Again, feel the curve of your shoulder blocks. Now in this Contrology reformer, it's got a nice kind of divot there, and they're short enough that I can really make some gains with my heels into those. as I feel that, and I feel my knees pressing into the carriage, I'm also seeing my spring in front, knowing that my spring starts here and it ends for me under here about that. There, I am going to kind of capture the energy right there. I'm in round. This one's hard to talk and teach at the same time. So excuse me if I get quiet here. And then I'm going to go arch. Woo. There we go. The round and the arch in these stretches. Sit down to the front of your reformer, add a spring. Turn evenly on your carriage, feet up, foot bar. Feel your shoulder blocks, press out, and off we go to running. Oh, I love running. Every time I do it, there isn't a time when I haven't done it. I hear Jay say to me, are you working your whole foot, heel to toes? You want to work through the whole foot. And since I've started to really, put that into play, the lift and the lower of my heels, it's just so much more powerful. Hold at the top and return. Okay, now to finish it off, the pelvic lift. There are many ways to position your feet that I have seen through the years for pelvic lift. Some people do like feeling the sides, the corners, and some people like it in parallel. It's going to depend on your body, all right? But traditionally, we'll just have it out on the corners here, and we feel our arch. This part of the foot bar is where we're going to capture the feels, okay? Lift your pelvis off, and you press into that part of the foot to extend the spring, and then pull back the spring. And just notice the reaction through the body. Do you get a tightening in your low back? Does it grab? Can you let that relax and find more somewhere else to help? Do you feel like your shoulders are scrunching up into the blocks? So try to use more of your arms and your upper back as well as you do when you do this exercise. And then lower down with control. Whew, I feel good. And that was just foundation. If you're new to Pilates, this is a great way to start your reformer training. And then working with your teacher, you can add in new exercises. But to get a strong foundation, when we add new exercises into the routine, it doesn't become such a big leap in the body. We're already sort of really refined and ready to take on those more advanced exercises on the reformer. Keep practicing, and if you have any questions, just leave them below and I'll answer them when I get to them. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.